If you're a girl between the ages of 8 and 13, keep watching. I'm Maddie with RedDrop, and this video is crafted just for you. Whether you're already experiencing some changes in your body or you're curious about what to expect over the next upcoming years. So let's unravel the mysteries of puberty together and explore what it really means to grow up. Let's dive in. So first and foremost, what even is puberty? Puberty is a natural part of life. It's the physical and emotional changes that your body goes through to mature from a child to an adult. And this doesn't happen overnight, it's a gradual journey. During puberty, your body will start to change in a lot of ways that you might not be used to, and you might feel a little awkward talking about it. And that's okay. Just remember that this is something that everyone goes through at some point, so you're not alone. And it's totally normal to have lots of questions and feelings about these changes. So hopefully this video will help answer those questions and help you understand your feelings a little better. So when does puberty actually happen? When should you start expecting these changes? Most girls begin puberty between the ages of 8 and 13, but it's totally normal to start a little bit earlier or even a little bit later. Your body has its own unique clock, and there's really no right or wrong time to begin these changes. So what about boys? Did they get puberty too? Yes, puberty happens for both boys and girls, and they experience it a little bit differently. While we just learned that girls begin puberty around the ages of 8 to 13, boys play a little bit of catch up and usually start around the ages of 9 to 14. And this happens because there's different hormones in the male and female body that end up taking the lead. For girls, we get a rise in a hormone called estrogen during this time. This hormone is what starts causing changes like your hips widening, your breast development, and your pubic hair growth. And it also impacts a reproductive system and starts growing our ovaries and the eggs that are housed in the ovaries. And it works with another hormone called progesterone that is what helps us have our periods and our cycles. For boys, testosterone is what primarily causes the changes in their bodies. This hormone causes growth spurts, muscle development, and your voice deepening. And it also triggers some facial and body hair growth as well. Now that we know the differences between boys and girls, there also are some similarities. There are different hormones in both boys and girls that lead to underarm hair growth, acne, and body odor. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper into what's happening for puberty in girls. Here are some things you might notice. Number 1 is growth spurts. All this means is you're probably just gonna notice that you're growing a lot faster than before. You're mostly gonna grow in height, but your body might also change shape as well and hold weight differently, meaning your hips might also get a little bit wider. Number 2 is breast development. It'll usually start with a small little lump that you'll find under your nipple, and it'll kind of feel like a pea at first, and then it'll start to grow over time and fill out your whole breast. This process can happen at its own pace, and both sides can also happen at their own pace. So if you notice that one's starting to grow a little bit faster than the other, that's totally normal. Number 3 is your period. So your period is the part of your menstrual cycle where once a month you'll bleed for about 2 to 7 days. During that month, your uterine lining builds up a wall inside of it, and then it decides to shed it, and it comes out as blood and tissue. This is when people generally use pads, tampons, period underwear, that sort of stuff to catch the blood. Some girls get a little bit of cramping, acne, mood swings. There's different symptoms that sometimes come with the period, and your periods often start very irregular and become more regular the longer that you have them. Number 4 is the hormone changes that we already talked about. So this is the increase in the estrogen and progesterone. That's what's causing all these bodily changes inside you. And another thing these hormones can do is make you feel like you're on a bit of an emotional roller coaster sometimes. So if you find yourself getting really upset or angry or sad or happy very quickly all at once, that's very normal. It's the hormones that are taking control. And number 5 is cognitive development, which is something that a lot of people don't really think about, but your brain starts to actually work differently. You might start noticing that you're thinking a little bit more about the future. You're developing new interests. You're developing a stronger sense of yourself. You might also feel a little bit more intensely about everything that's going on in your life, and that's perfectly normal too. And I know these changes can seem overwhelming, but I promise they're all a normal part of growing up. But how do you know if you're starting it, or if you're close to starting it, or maybe you're in it? And how do you know when you're gonna start your period? If you want to find out the top 5 signs that you're starting puberty, then be sure to subscribe to RedDrop, and you'll get access to full videos like this with more information and more educational and informational content for young girls starting puberty. So I'll leave that in the description if you want to check it out. At the end of the day, puberty is your body's way of growing up, and it's something to be celebrated. Feel free to reach out to trusted adults, school nurses, and even us here at RedDrop. We're here to help. Please leave any questions you have in the comments down below, and visit our website for more resources and support. I'll see you in the next video.